And our final project of the day, number 9, Team Palm Coast, last but not least. Yep.
Set it up here so I can actually see it. Yeah, I'm like full. Let's put it here. Yeah, I just brought it with us, so we just in case. Sorry, y'all. Got to get all the accessories set up, you know. There we go. All right, so that should be full screen. Let me set up small.
Okay, and then just a quick reminder, whoever's speaking, just make sure you get as close to the mic as you can comfortably. Yeah, holding it would be preferable.
So, yeah, we're gonna hold it. Okay.
Perfect. Okay.
Let me
Tell
just
us where you're from.
Well, the clicker's not working. That problem. Okay, there we go. All right, so I'm Gavin Morton. I'm a high school student here at FBC in Palm Coast, and this is. Okay, I was not expecting that. You want to introduce yourself?
Sure. I'm Matthew. I'm a Daytona State college student.
And we are Team Palm Coast. We're both here, Palm Coast kind of area, and our product is Force Scheduler. So it's a Salesforce-based system to help fill in and optimize canceled slots in like a medical practitioner's office. So what is the problem that we're trying to solve? So sometimes patients are given an appointment slot that's like almost a month away, right? So that's like really far away. I actually had the exact problem. I tore my ACL and I didn't get a brace for about a month to 3 weeks. So I actually fell again and it exacerbated the situation. If I had an earlier appointment time and maybe in a slot where maybe somebody didn't show up or somebody canceled their appointment, then I wouldn't have had that problem, right? So that caused me injury. It also costs a lot of money for the medical practices. So annually, $150 billion are lost in the US due to these cancellations and no-shows from these appointments. So we have like 2 parts to our solution. The first part is to try and curb these no-shows, right? So try and curb the amount of people that just show up. Don't show up at all. So we try to give them an automated reminder the day before an appointment. So then that gives them the option to confirm, yes, I will be coming, or to cancel their appointment and kind of let the practice know ahead of time. And that kind of leads into our second bit, where we're going to increase the efficiency of the schedule of the practice, right? So we're going to give alerts to people like me that have a really far out appointment slot that could potentially fill today's canceled slot because there's nobody coming. And we're using a lot of automation to keep the burden off of the patient and the practice without having to manage all of that themselves, right? So the little bits that we're trying to use, this is all in Salesforce. We're using a lot of automation tools like Process Builder and Flows and some scheduled code and some web bits for Aura components and communities. So we're going to do some screenshot demos. So your receptionist, right, is going to create an appointment for some patient, right, using a custom Salesforce object we created. And the day before that appointment, our patient Jim here is going to get an email with a link in it saying, hey, your appointment is tomorrow. Please tell us if you're actually coming or if you can't make it for some reason. And he's like, oh my goodness, I can't make it tomorrow. I'm going to cancel my appointment. After he clicks this link, he can hit that cancel my appointment button and it'll say, hey, are you sure you actually want to cancel your appointment? This is kind of important. And he's like, yes, I do actually want to cancel my appointment, and gets this cool little confirmation. Me, on the other hand, and all the other people with these appointments far off in the distance, get a different email right after he cancels saying, hey, there's a new appointment slot open. Would you like to take this appointment? Here's your current appointment. Here's the new appointment. I click that link and I say, hey, this looks really, really nice. I'm going to say yes to this. say yes to this? Sorry, a little joke. So yeah, I get that confirmation, and that information automatically gets put into Salesforce in the back end using those process builder and flows. So what we would like to end up doing in the future, right, is we'd like to use Salesforce Einstein to help predict on what days at what times people are most likely to not show up. So then we can kind of try and help curb those no-shows, and also to help predict how long an appointment would actually take, so the practice can schedule time slots a little bit smarter. And we would use reports and dashboards to kind of help present that information. I'd also like to see if we can incentivize like those last minute the canceled appointments. So like if something comes up today and somebody takes that, they get like a little like copay bonus, or like they don't have to pay quite as much. And then that also leads into like Google Maps API. We're not going to email somebody that can't make it today. And then SMS, use SMS as well as email for contact.
All right, and that is time. Round of applause.
This is a really great idea, but most scheduling is handled by the EMR that the physicians use. Is there a possibility to interface this with their current scheduling EMR?
So yes and no. So I was hoping that Salesforce is really useful as an EMR database, right? You could set that up. This is meant as what we call a managed package, so I could package this up and just install it on somebody else's organization. So if you're using Salesforce as your EMR database, then this would interface really, really well, and you could just click a button and it would instantaneously, you'd start working on it. It would just start working. So it's really meant for inner Salesforce mobility, but I don't see why you couldn't just kind of I could use like external connections to try and merge whatever you're using in this Salesforce org.
Do you envision the appointment that would be moved forward to be available as an opportunity for that patient for a limited period of time, because they can like sit on it until it expires, until no one else can take advantage of that offer? So if I'm a patient that my appointment is a month later and I get that notification, I just don't act on it. I just sit on that notification and don't accept or refuse.
So this gets actually sent out not just to the one person that has that month-out appointment, that gets sent out to everybody that has an appointment ahead of time. So that reduces the chance that won't happen. And if it doesn't happen, like nobody clicks yes, right? And if nobody clicks yes, then yes, that will expire. But the chances of that happening, there's going to be several, I would assume, there's going to be several people booked out that somebody's going to be available. And if it's not,
my suggestion is perhaps to consider that it's offered to only one person and they are given an amount of time that they act on it. Because if you send it to multiple people, because sometimes people start moving things around, and if they cannot make it, or if they can make it but you tell them someone else took that appointment, there will be like a lot of dissatisfaction and frustration.
Yeah, and those are some of the edge cases that we were considering, and just in the time frame we weren't able to consider all of those edge cases.
That round of applause going for all these teams. That was our final project.